This one I don't quite understand. I never knew this was an issue. I never knew Swifty Blue had this much problems out here.
Yeah.
But apparently 19 has been charged, 18 has been arrested, 1 is currently on a large for a conspiracy to murder Swifty Blue. Lush,
yeah, so
Lush, these are your people. So
Great Scott, you don't say.
Shouts to Swifty, man.
Gang member might get killed today in L.A.
Unfortunate situation, but so basically, there is a whole plot allegedly that's been going on with high-powered members of allegedly the quote-unquote Mexican Mafia, who have had supposedly, according to the Los Angeles Times, a green light on Swifty Blue. So
here, and they, I guess, like also said that there was an attempt to stab him in prison.
Not in prison.
Yeah.
Prison?
Yeah. They said that they ran in. Yeah, they ran into the cell
when he was locked up.
And I guess it was a phone call. It was a phone call, and they said that they performed or something like that.
Yeah.
Lush. As non-jailbirds, bro, we just kind of just lose it.
It is an important distinction, though.
We like use the terms loosely, bro.
Okay.
Jail, prison, county. He was incarcerated when they tried to kill him.
Okay, so there's been like a lot of controversy surrounding Swifty. For a few years. A lot of it.
So what's the controversy and why they want to kill him?
So I mean, there's a lot of reasons why supposedly, but like per my understanding as an observer that's watched a lot of YouTube videos, I have nothing to do with the streets. I don't know nothing for real. You feel me? And this is just my perception of what I've observed. It seems like when Swifty was on his quote unquote check-in campaign that he was doing, that rubbed some people the wrong way.
Didn't resonate with him.
Didn't resonate with certain individuals, and they weren't happy with the way that Swifty was representing their or attempting to represent their organization.
Sue gang.
So, you feel me? So they wound up
wait, Paul.
trying to correct that.
Wait, Paul. So he's part of the Mexican Mafia.
No.
Well,
look, what it is him being from SoCal. He's an immediate person in that group of people when they go to jail.
Okay.
So you're an immediate part of the personnel, and I think probably what it is, because I read about it too. I think it probably rubbed some people wrong inside of the jails.
He also did make like a diss song dissing like pretty much every like lit Southside rapper.
Southside rapper.
Yeah, like pretty disrespectful.
I have a question.
Are the ones taxing the Hispanic hoods?
Right.
That's what you're not talking about.
I have a
Gotcha, because there was a
didn't want to pay.
no, because okay.
No, go ahead.
No, right, because there was a no, because it didn't happen in jail because they said the bounty was already on his head when he got to jail.
So I think the bounty probably was orchestrated before he went in, but when he went in is when the attack happened.
Yeah.
So they're saying that he was in the cell.
There's been several incidents though, like this fool's been at shows and like been performing.
I gotta keep it G though. Let me say something. I've never heard him personally speak about this.
No.
I've never heard him come out and say, I'm being attacked or hey, somebdy's trying to, kill me or nothing.
Yeah.
And I gotta respect that.
I fuck with Swifty.
Yeah, I fuck with Swift for that. Because like
cool dude,
he's not trying to I guess put it as a broadcast for him to get people to view him. He just kept it to himself. I've never heard about this until this came out.
I thought it was the black people keeping Mexicans out of the rap game. Maybe it's like this, where other Mexicans are trying to kill them for whatever reason. Like at the end of the day, Swifty Blue might be annoying, in some of the stuff he says. He's a relatively talented artist. He seems to have a love for his people. He supports a lot of businesses. I've seen him going around buying stuff. But listen, this is kids. Say no to gangs because these are just jealous of him. That's it. Just some old Mexican dudes in jail, threw their life away, see somebody shining, they want to get rid of him. This ain't no different than the Big U Nipsey stuff. It's the same scenario playing out.
What you mean Big U Nipsey though? What you mean?
Hold on, before you say that, you made a lot of sense when you said that statement too about older people hating on a younger generation.
Josh has a statement.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Brandon is fired.
Josh?
Are we?
Why did you stop for intros when you guys are 15 minutes into it?
Josh, say that again. You were just on speaker. Say it one more time.
Okay. Brandon was right. Why would you stop to do intros 15 minutes in the middle of a good conversation? And then two, I never thought I'd say this again. Brandon is 100% right that the that was a bubble as an asterisk and not a real championship.
Come on, bro. But we got a W.
Now
though.
we are potting. When you
Well,
get
know
the
what?
boss to call in and give his opinion,
I'll say this in honor of Juneteenth Day, we don't give a what you crackers gotta say.
Juneteenth. June.
Hey, but you know about
Big dog.
when you said that about the older folks from the jails, the older Latinos from the jails.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of reminds me of the Sway situation.
Well, they mentioned that in like in the article, right?
They mentioned Sway?
Yeah,
Because they said in the article, they asked about, it was like code word.
Mm-hmm.
So they said, you remember the boy from the shower? And the person said, yeah. And they said, do him like that.
Yeah, you know,
yeah.
But it's also like, it's not to speak on too much. Like it is
Exactly.
different. It is a different situation.
They will come and kill you.
Well, no, like
If you
not
speak
to
too much.
speak. Like,
yeah,
but-
Lex, you go to jail, you're out of here.
What
Don't
I'll
go
say-
to jail.
What I'll say is this: the biggest primary difference between these two situations is that exactly like that fool's from a hood. Like Swifty Blue is a gang member. You feel me? He's like an admitted soldier from his section. He reps a barrio. Like that's different than Suede.
Sway wasn't a game member.
No.
Okay.
But even
But Sway was still a part of a coalition that was considered
absolutely.
something. And you feel me? Like, and even like with Sway demise, I felt that. I was like, nah, like Lil Bro was he was
Long live
go.
Suede. Suede is actually one of the dopest rappers that
Suede is one of
LA's
that's
had.
ever great.
Swifty Blue is a rapper. Lefty Gunplay is a rapper. At a certain point, at what point, and this is my question to the Mexican Mafia, at what point do you let these dudes do what they do well without trying to like lord or hover over them and like basically want to take their life over ultimately frivolous stuff? Did he kill somebody that's related to you? Did he do anything that was so egregious? This is nothing but intimidation. That's it. You won't let me bully you, so now I want to take your life. Those days have to come to an end for any of our groups to actually make progress. Because if a kid grows, if there's one Mexican kid who's growing up saying, I want to be successful, and there's a threat that there's some loser who threw his life away who will take their life because they can't extort him, that means there's a serious issue within the Hispanic community.
But
That's
that needs to be
100%. That's
addressed.
100% facts right there. And I think it's not even just the Hispanic community.
It's not.
I think that goes.
this
Yeah, I think that
is
goes for
right.
all our community.
Like,
You
this
just had
is-
a valid point right there.
It's the
It's a
streets in
valid
general.
point, but it's about gangs. Like this isn't about race. When it
But
comes
even
to
at that
rappers.
time too, he's still making a valid point. It's like, bro, if I'm trying to do
valid
something,
point.
Because like for example, like Lefty, like I think he'd be so much more marketable and so much more able to like do stuff if he wasn't so anti. Like North, he could go up, do shows in the Bay, stuff
For
like
sure.
that.
Right.
And it's just
But
like
he made that choice personally.
he did.
right?
No, definitely. Yeah. When you sign up for that shit, bro, that's what you sign up for.
Because OGZ and them, they go up there and do shows all the time.
The
And
Ser-
it's love, right?
The
Like,
Sereno OGs could get in touch with the Norteño OGs and say, look, man, you know, we know we got our differences. They do it in jail. They do it everywhere where they need to.
Yeah.
Just say, look, we got our artist coming up there. Just make sure he's good. Bro, money talks, shit walks. But if you can keep people away from the bread, you will always be able to control them.
it's 100% fact.
So they like, I'm telling you, you have to create a situation where certain people not necessarily are off limits, but like you got like when I was in a gang, my homies didn't tell me miss football practice so you could come put in work. They said go to practice because they understood that as a football player, if I made it big one day, I
It'd
could
be
do more for the
beneficiary
set
to the hood.
Okay,
than freaking
but
getting
check
killed
this
in the
out.
street.
Check this out. But if you walking around talking about, hey, I'm super crip out here.
Mhm.
You feel me? Like everybody that comes
Like Snoop Dogg,
like Snoop Dogg.
who
but,
nobody can't touch.
but it was also like that's such a
Nobody,
different-
literally.
You can't touch Snoop.
You
and he's
can't.
super
Here's the
crip.
thing though,
You
like
can't.
Self-proclaimed.
the industry and the whole way things worked during Snoop's emergence was so different that you can't even like. It's not even a comparable situation.
Snoop
You
was
know,
under threat from Suge.
For sure.
Master P, another OG shot caller, big dog, interceded. I'm going to take him under my wing. What do you need me to give you so you can leave him alone? Like what you said just proved my point. There is some conversation that can happen that could stop this nonsense. There was a conversation on behalf of Snoop.
It
that
was,
stopped
and
that
I've heard, I've
for
literally,
sure.
no, 100%. I've heard Snoop tell me, he's like, yeah, they was on the phone, and Master P said, whatever it is you need, I'm gonna give it to you, but he gonna be with us, and he gonna be safe.
Right.
There you go.
But
No.
that's a business move.
Yeah.
No, that's not even business, though. That's streets.
It is
No,
streets,
no,
but it's a business move.
Wait, no, true, but yes, bro. But also too, bro. Like it like needs to be said. Yo, the streets or gang banging in general is the biggest, if not one of the biggest, obstacles that I feel like the inner cities have. Yo,
Facts.
Gang banging, bro, ruins everything for everyone.
100%.
Right? Like, bro, I can't name you a good aspect of gang banging.
Listen,
listen. I'm gonna
tell you right now.
Like, what's positive?
Let me tell you the positive. The camaraderie, me growing up with you, us becoming something as we become older. Yeah.
Then go get like friends in real life. You don't need a gang.
Listen, you got more than 5 friends. Y'all consider the gang.
Right.
Like, let's be real.
Friends, shit.
Not
yes,
like
really. Y'all start calling yourself a conglomerate. Y'all got a specific name.
Well, that's where gang banging starts happening. Then,
exactly.
Right?
That's what I'm saying. So it's low key inevitable.
But
me
and my friends never thought let's like name ourselves something. That's,
well, if you think about it,
that's like a crazy concept.
The gang shit is like the same thing as like a frat.
Hell nah, man.
It really is though, because when you think about it, it's all you and a bunch of guys repping the same this and that. Except some people do like criminal activities. Some people take shots out of like bitches' asses in Friday night. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
but here's the main difference. Okay?
It's definitely fraternal.